Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And we're going to be doing that with my I Am deck. This deck is just chock full of positive, powerful, empowering affirmations that allow us to take control of our own internal dialogue and that really permit us to just to confess what is true about us. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on that card. And what I'd like for you to do is to say out loud, I am that affirmation. As we say these things, we are really speaking life into our own dreams, into our own subconscious. And that is going to permit us to make different choices, and perhaps different choices in the same situations, and ultimately lead a different life. So I'm going to pull the card. I'm going to ask you if you are that affirmation and say it out loud. Say it out loud so that you can hear it. Say that I am the affirmation on the card. So today we are focused. I am focused. I leverage my resources and get results. So I am focused. I leverage my resources and get results. Are you focused? You are focused. You leverage your resources and get results. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that down in the chat. And as I write that down into the chat, and as I make this chat or change this up a little bit, but as I do that, I am making this even more real. And so I just want to say good morning to you, Lauren. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Brenda Jean. It is wonderful to see all of you on. And you know what? That's 100%. I mean, every single person who's currently watching has commented. Yay. I love it when that happens. So I am focused. I leverage my resources and get results. Boom. So yeah, we are making this more real for ourselves as we write it down. And hearing me say it is one level of understanding, and saying it ourselves, we get to hear ourselves say it. And we have this wonderful little psychological trait that all of us have inside of us, that when we whenever we say something, we tend to believe it. But when we write it down, we tend to believe it over the long term. And so as we've written these things down, it's just really helping us cement that belief inside of ourselves. Because there is very little in this world that is more powerful than focus, than just picking one thing and focusing on it until it has changed a little bit, until it has changed and gotten to be more into the in the way that we want it to be. Focus is incredibly powerful. And the fact is that this world teaches us not to be focused. There is distraction after distraction after distraction. I remember when I was young that in order to reward me for good behavior, Mom would take me over to the library. And in order to get to the information I was looking for in the library, I had to go to the card catalog, which means I had to know how to operate a card catalog. And then I had to, basically just like go into the library with a plan as to, what it was that I wanted to accomplish, what I was interested in, what it was that I was interested in studying or reading about, whatever. But I had to be focused on it. And I remember before the age of the internet, I would find a book and I would read that book cover to cover. And now, well, we have the internet, which means that we can be focused on our work. We can be focused on our research. We can be focused on bettering ourselves, learning something new. But also on that same invention are all of the cat videos that you could possibly want to watch, and all of the distractions and all the algorithms that social media uses get to know us and then serve us something that it suspects that we are going to want to see. And thus we end up with this, really diffused focus. We go on the internet with the best of intentions to improve ourselves, and we end up down some rabbit hole, usually a rabbit hole we've ended up on before. And so we have to be really diligent about how we interact in this technological age. And the folks who create these algorithms are not malicious about it. They just need to sell ads so that they can continue to exist. Our attention, our focus is their product, and so they keep our attention long enough to build demographic information about us to sell that to advertisers so that they can more effectively sell us ads. I'm sure we've all had that spooky situation where we hopped on our phone and just received an ad for something that we were just talking about with our friends. And that's an incredibly spooky thing, but it also shows us that our focus, our attention is so important that these companies have invested multi-millions of dollars to really understand us. So as we go through today, let's consider what is important to us and focus on that. And we don't need to focus on it for a very long time. We just need to focus on it enough to move it forward in a way that is important to us. And then it's, I think, really important to use leverage in doing that. Like let's focus on the things that we are strong at. Why would we do the things that we're weak at? Because in the same amount of time, we could work on the things that we are strong at, outsource the things that we are weak at, and get the results that we seek. So this card is our permission slip today to understand what to focus on and to focus on it, and also to recognize when we are being distracted, because I don't know about you, but I always know when I'm being distracted. Even if I don't like the fact that it's happening, I recognize when it's happening. So I actually I got a really cool video today. Somebody who owns a deck of my cards, of my I am cards, has actually basically pasted them or taped them up to her ceiling. And so she sent me this short. Good morning. So that those cards are the very first thing that she sees when she wakes up. And talk about being focused. I mean, from the very moment that we open our eyes to see that I am awesome card, and to recognize that we are awesome and that we recognize our inherent value and worth. This is on her ceiling the moment she wakes up. How cool that is. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, to say that I received that that video, and it really made me smile today, because it helped me to understand that I'm on the right path and that I'm doing the right things as well. So thank you for sending me those. If you have a copy of my I am deck, and if you have the physical versions of these cards, I would love to see some pictures of how they look in your house. Like, how do you use them? That would be wonderful for me to look at. Very encouraging to me. But when I saw that video, and those three cards that she has up there, one of them's I am awesome, and the other two are cards that basically the custom made ones. Every one of my decks actually comes with two blank cards where you can essentially choose your own adventure, and I think that's really, really cool. So so she has she has those cards that she filled out for herself, and I think it's great to have these personalized affirmations on our ceiling. Anyways, it is Friday, so I'm going to just do a really quick recap of the week, and then we are going to release you into Friday, and then awesome Saturday, and then I will return on Sunday night at 9 p.m. to go through the other cards in the week. And so we started off the week with an understanding that we are present, and that we claim our power here and now, because we do. We don't have any other time available to us. Now is the only moment that we have. We drift from now moment to now moment. And if we are really good at being present, then we intentionally move from now moment to now moment. And so all of the power in our week happens in the present. On Tuesday, we affirmed that we are constructive, and that our words and actions build others up. And that, of course, we do this in that now moment. On Wednesday, we declared that we are evolving, and that our experiences shape our future, and we recognize as we go through life that we are indeed evolving into new versions of ourselves, which permit us to be clever, and we are clever, and that cleverness gives us creative and original solutions that are a result of our evolving. They're a result of our intent on being constructive. And finally, we go into I am focused today. And then we choose to focus on all of those things and to really embody them, which of course takes us into Awesome Saturday, where we are awesome and we recognize our inherent value and worth. So I want to say thank you to everybody who came by and really joined in with me today. I am going to go down to the coffee shop and go enjoy some time with my friends. I want to say thank you so much for coming by and really creating this positive space on the internet with me. I will be back on Sunday at 9 p.m. And yeah, if you would like to have a physical version of these cards in your world in the same way that my friend has one in hers, send me a private message and I will be happy to get you hooked up with one of those. Until then, I love you, care about you, and believe all these things about you. Aloha from paradise.